Have you ever dreaded going into work so much that it just ruins your whole day? Maybe you imagine as soon as you get up, gosh, I've got to go to work again. Or you're already exhausted, you're frustrated, you feel stuck. Maybe you feel like you are in this situation that no matter how hard you try, you just aren't making the money that you want to make and you're running in circles, working a job that barely pays the bills and wondering, will this ever get better? Welcome to Beyond the Order. My name is Corey and I will be taking care of you today. If this is your first time here, welcome to the restaurant. No, really. This channel is all about the psychology behind hospitality, how to communicate, how to read people, and how to elevate your service in a way that actually makes a difference. Now, I want to tell you this, that I have been there before. I have been in this place where after a breakup, after losing my house, moving into this tiny one-bedroom apartment with my daughter, I felt like I had hit rock bottom. I went from working a high-end restaurant job with a James Beard chef, Michelin recommended restaurant, to barely getting by making tips at Starbucks. Now, there's a lot more to this story than just what I'm sharing here, but that saying, when it rains, it pours, that was it. I felt frustrated. I was constantly exhausted, and every shift, it felt like a reminder of how stuck I was. But here's the thing, seasons change. 2 years later, my daughter and I have signed the lease to this amazing place here. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. We each have our own walk-in closet. And even though we created so many beautiful memories in that small apartment, we wouldn't be here if I hadn't learned how to shift my mindset and stay focused on what I could learn to control. And I want to talk about those. There are 2 different mindset shifts that I learned. And that first one is that gratitude changes everything. One of the most powerful tools that I had used during that season was gratitude, and I still do this. Every morning I wake up and I write down 3 things that I am grateful for. I write a gratitude in health, in wealth, and in my relationships. And it doesn't matter how small those gratitudes are, and I'll be honest, sometimes, even still, it's hard to write a gratitude down or to be thankful, especially if I'm stressed out or I had a bad night before, or if I didn't sleep, but I still wake up and I still have done this. And those things can be small things such as I am grateful for this cup of coffee. I am grateful that I am working today. I am grateful that my daughter is healthy. And that shift in focus, it's changed everything for me. Instead of waking up thinking about what I've lacked in scarcity, I start my day thinking about what I've already have, what I've been blessed with. And over time of doing this, that it built momentum, and it made it easier to push forward, even when things were hard, because even when you're writing gratitudes, things are still going to be hard, but you learn to start seeing things in a different light. Mindset shift number 2 would be learning to slow down and see the bigger picture. This is another thing. It was learning to slow down, learning to observe. When I was in the thick of it, every shift felt overwhelming, but I had developed a habit that changed the game for me. And this would be learning to step back, to take a deep breath and look at the entire restaurant. Instead of just focusing on my own stress or my own section, I'd observe how everything was moving, how everything was running, how everything was operating. And it helped me separate what I could control from what I couldn't control. I couldn't control the guests. I couldn't control the tips or the schedule, but I could control my attitude, my pace, and my ability to be present. And that small shift, it helped me handle all these high stress situations without letting them completely drain me. Because when you're going through this hard time, when you're feeling frustrated, when you've got your own stuff in your own life, it's hard for some people not to show up in that way. So learning to be grateful, writing gratitudes, and learning to just kind of step back and observe and see what you can control. Those two different things added together, I mean, they're absolutely game changer. Now, here's what I want you to take away from this, that no matter how stuck you feel, that this is just a season. It's easy to believe that this is it and that it's always going to be this way and that it's never going to end, that there's always going to be bad shifts, that you're always going to have to deal with difficult guests, and that you're always going to be at these low paying jobs. But the reality is the desert is never endless. There's this verse that I actually read a few days ago that actually inspired all of this, and it just kind of resonated with me. And the verse is Isaiah 43 verses 19. And it says, I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Your situation, it isn't permanent. It may feel that way. Your circumstances, they don't define you. It may feel that way. What defines you is how you respond, how you show up, and how you build yourself up even when everything feels like it's falling apart. If you're feeling stuck, I want to challenge you just to do one thing. I want to challenge you to start writing some gratitudes down. And I know this is a surfer channel, gratitudes. Now, I'm telling you, start doing this in areas in your life, especially in serving, will start to shift and you'll start showing up differently. Write down 3 things. Write down something in your health, your wealth, and relationship areas that you are thankful for. If that's hard, because I didn't start out that way, just write down one thing. Like, I just get in this habit, and you'll start to see how it shifts your mindset. Because once you change how you see the situation, this is when you're going to start learning to see your path out, your path through what you're dealing with. If this video resonates with you, I want you to let me know in the comments. What's one mindset shift that has helped you push through hard times when you felt stuck? Let's build this community together, because none of us are in this alone. You all have a very blessed